Overcoming doubt. Lord, I believe. Help thou my unbelief. Mark chapter 9, verse 24. Welcome to day 40 of Faith for Every Day. Today, we will be talking about overcoming doubt. At some point in our Christian journey, we all face doubt. Doubt about God's presence, His promises, or even our faith. Doubt does not mean that we have no faith. Rather, it means that we are in a battle between what we see and what we believe. In Mark chapter 9, verse 24, a desperate father cried unto Jesus, Lord, I believe. Help thou my unbelief. This man believed in Jesus' power to heal his son, yet he struggled with uncertainty. Instead of hiding his doubt, he brought it to Jesus. This is exactly what we should do when we wrestle with questions and uncertainties. Doubt can come from different sources: difficult life circumstances, unanswered prayers, or even spiritual attacks. Even strong believers in the Bible faced doubt. For example, John the Baptist. After boldly proclaiming Jesus was the Messiah, he later questioned it while in prison. We see that in Matthew chapter 11, verse 2-3. Thomas was the other person. He doubted Jesus' resurrection until he saw the risen Christ in his own eyes, with his own eyes. John chapter 20, verse 24-29. Even Moses, he doubted his ability to lead Israel out of Egypt, questioning God's plan. We see that in Exodus chapter 3, verse 11. But God is not afraid of our doubts. Instead, He calls us to take our doubts to Him in prayer. Like the Father in Mark chapter 9, verse 24, we can ask God for strength to strengthen our faith. James chapter 1, verse 5-6. Secondly, fill our minds with His Word. Faith comes by hearing the Word of God. The more we know of His promises, the stronger our faith will be. Romans chapter 10, verse 17. Remember His faithfulness. Looking back at how God has worked in our lives, help us trust Him for the future. Psalms chapter 77, verse 11-12. Surround ourselves with believers. Fellowship with others strengthens our faith and reminds us that we are not alone. Hebrews chapter 10, verse 25. Doubt should not push us away from God. Instead, it should give us closer to Him. When we bring our doubts before the Lord, He strengthens our faith. Just as Jesus did not reject Thomas for doubting, He will not reject us when we struggle. He invites us to trust Him, even when we do not have all the answers. So, today, if you are facing doubts, do not let them define your faith. Bring them to God. Stand on His Word and trust that He is working in your life, even when you do not fully understand. Thank you very much for joining us today on day 40. If you are struggling with doubt, remember that faith is not the absence of doubt, but the willingness to trust God despite our doubt. Keep believing, and we will talk to you next time on the next episode. Stay blessed, and thank you for listening.